call you, Mom.
Meg, I know how to. I got everybody.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Squatch and Holler. Hey, Miss Pat. Hey, Joe. Again.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing tonight? Good to see
Hey,
everybody.
Janelle.
I'm getting.
Pensacola.
Yeah, she just said she's pulling in Pensacola.
Yep. Nice.
It's nice. You going fishing, Janelle?
You forgot something. You forgot to take me with you.
Yeah, you pretty close. We're about 3 hours from you. All right, let me get logged in. That way I can watch chat from here too.
Yep. So. Will you go ahead and do what you were fixing to say? Hey, Keith, glad you made it in.
Good to see everybody tonight.
Whoop, whoop, you made it on time, absolutely.
So we got Joe, Squatch and Holler, Blue Eyed,
Mark D,
Janelle, Mr. Bale, Mr. Robert.
Yeah.
Hey, good to see everybody tonight. I'm glad y'all here. We've got a rainy night in Alabama. It's nice rain and
nice and cool.
72 degrees here right now. I'll tell you.
Love it.
It's been raining here today since what?
8 o'clock.
This morning, yeah.
Yep, because you said it's not going to start raining until about 11 or 12.
It started.
And it started at 8.
And I don't remember much because I was taking a nap from work. So, but good to see everybody. I hope everybody's getting some relief from this hot weather we've been having. I know, boy, we welcomed this here. It's been kind of nice this whole week. Been very nice. We've really enjoyed the cooler temperatures and supposed to be very nice tomorrow. But I hope everybody else is having has had a good week too.
David Hughes.
Hey, David. So it's good to see everybody coming in tonight.
Well, we got several things we're going to talk to y'all about tonight. And Marcus was talking about basically a reminder of what our channel is. So if you want to go ahead and do that.
Well, we started off as a homesteading channel. And that's what we were basically hitting on was homesteading. And then Rebecca and a few other friends, kind of started pushing me a little bit to start talking about, the experiences I had, the experiences other people had up on Creepy Mountain and other places, with the Sasquatch, boogers, Bigfoot, whatever you want to call them. Also talking a little bit about some of the paranormal things that's happened in the past. And but I do want to remind everybody on these lives, a lot of times we're going to go into homesteading first. We'll touch on things that's going on that might be of interest to some of y'all. Some of you might not. Hey, Wendell, how you doing? Good to see you in. Because we're not just about Bigfoot. We're about homesteading, hunting, fishing. Like last week when we had Spencer on, it was a while before we got into Bigfoot or anything.
Mm-hmm.
We stayed about cooking and other things. And I want our channel to stay
everything.
That's why I put a video out just about on cryptid stuff. But also, if y'all notice, I add a little homesteading into it or a little history into it. And because I want people to good. I'm glad Blue Eyed is in the 90s for y'all. I know y'all been around 100 every day, and I know David. Oh man, that's nice. Y'all about the same temperature in Michigan as us right now, so that's cool.
Yep.
I'm glad everybody's getting a little relief. Hey, Misty, how you doing? Good to see you. Let's see, but yeah, so we do want to keep giving out homesteader information.
We're going to stay a mixed channel.
That's it.
That's basically what we're trying to say.
We're going to talk a little bit about it all. And we're still going to have guests once a month. We had Spencer last week.
All topics.
Yeah, we'll talk about anything. I'd rather stay out of politics if possible.
Right.
But, we can, I can go around some of it and kind of stay where it don't get us tagged. But,
right.
But yeah, we're we started off as homesteaders, and then we added about the. I'm sorry, David, y'all didn't come. Well, that's probably better than what you had.
Yeah.
Y'all been had a little higher, so I forgot to even ask you about that a while ago if your weather was doing better.
So Mark will still be doing the fireside chats on Wednesdays.
Correct.
We'll still be doing our all topic lives on all Fridays. E pulling here.
Hey, good to see you, Pulling.
But we are going to start adding back in all the homesteading videos as well. And something I have coming up, I mentioned before I was going to do a how to crochet, and that I had the perfect book for it, because by the end of the time that you make this book, you've made an Afghan by the time you've learned 63 stitches. So each block is a different stitch, and I'll probably do, I don't know how often it'll be, but there'll be a video probably once a week or so. So there'll be a total of 63 videos at least, and then we'll join them all together in the last one. But if you want to learn to crochet, we're going to start putting up some crochet videos. There'll probably be some quilting videos later, sewing videos, basic sewing, because these are all things that we really need to learn how to do. We'll get back into some cannon videos.
Hey, Chad.
It's all going to
That was nice in Maryland.
It's all going to just depend on time, basically. So
yeah,
yep.
and I'm going to probably start doing some outside stuff for us. Later this year, I've got to build some fences. Got some other projects to build. When the weather gets, we'll probably build some more chicken tractors.
Yep. Yeah, I never did put the video up about the chicken tractor,
we'll
even though I filmed it.
We'll probably build some different types and see which one we like the best, and then over time we'll probably build them all that way.
And let me just say, don't build a PVC chicken coop.
Yeah,
don't. Just don't. We learned that one the hard way. My brilliant idea. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
And I may even do some hunting videos this winter from here at the house and from Creepy Mountain. I may I'll carry my camera with me, because in case
be nice, Joe.
In case something cryptid pops up, or I don't really want to call them cryptids.
Something strange.
Beans, yeah, beans. There we go. But anyway, and I will here later in the chat, we will talk a little bit about the video that came out with Rusty from Wednesday. We'll go over that a little bit. There are some things that he didn't put in there because we were getting that 2-hour mark, and
getting that.
Me and him
were 2 hours.
Me and him was burning up, sweating, and so. And I did talk to another hunting club member today. He's a little, or ex-hunting club member.
He's shy.
He's a little bit, wants to think about it, but I did tell him maybe if I had Rusty back on with him or something, he might do it. So that may be popping up here.
Well, and this is where I remind you also that we can video something else other than the person talking.
Well, that's true.
They don't have to be on camera. Just their voice if they want.
Right. So,
and we don't have to put names, all that good stuff. So
we'll get into that here in a little bit, and some other topics that's
because some of these people love watching the woods behind y'all.
Right. Well, that's kind of what we need to be doing anyway. I should have really done that when we were up there Sunday. At times, I should have turned the camera and scanned the woods a little bit and let it point somewhere else, because we were hearing some racket. So, but we'll get into that here a little while later.
So we have several things we're going to talk to y'all about tonight. One of those was reminding you we're not just a Bigfoot channel. We are all things. So we've done that now. We've got some plans on future videos and stuff. And so we'll see how that goes from here. Can you plant watermelons now in full sun? Ooh, no, I don't know that you're going to have time.
You wouldn't have time for them. They make a 60-day seed. Auburn came up with it a few years ago.
60 days in there.
You might could get it, but the problem is,
when's that frost going to be?
Well, not just that, but they don't like cool weather.
Well, and when that frost is going to be, because October's when our frost hits. So look at your frost date for your first frost of the year. Ours is sometime in October. And it's usually, it might be a mild frost, but most of those type plants for summer can't handle a mild frost.
Now, people further south in Alabama
they
might
can
get away with it. If you're down about Montgomery below, you might get by Now on down toward the Florida Panhandle, you probably could get by with it. That is if you get the rain.
And you get the right variety. Look at that maturity date. See how long it takes to mature. And get it in the ground as quickly as possible.
Typically this time of year, most people quit with summer crops. Most people now are getting ready to plant their fall crops like turnips, collards.
You can still get away with the squash and zucchini because they're short.
Yeah, you might could do that. You might get some
Carrots,
peas in the ground and still make it with peas.
Yeah. Carrots and beets and stuff like that, but most people are getting ready to.
Can you grow melons in a hothouse?
Yes, but they need pollination.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to hand pollinate to get a melon.
Yeah. And you can do that. You could go in there and probably take a broom and fan or rub them together.
They're insect pollinated. You're going to have to rub them together. Take a paintbrush and do it.
Good.
Yeah. Greenhouse, hothouse, same thing.
Good.
So the second topic that we wanted to talk about tonight is, guys, it is officially September. September is where we start heading into fall. Fall is when most people's allergies start acting up. Most people have a ragweed allergy. And I don't know if any of you saw the thumbnail that we had up, and it shows you the difference between ragweed and goldenrod. Goldenrod is a wet pollen. It does not cause most people allergies unless they ingest it. Now, if you are allergic to daisy, anything in the Asteraceae family, then you might not be able to use goldenrod tea. But you are not stepping outside and getting hit with goldenrod pollen. It is ragweed that you're getting hit with. Right. Some of us like to make goldenrod tea because it helps dry up all of the mucus that those allergies cause.
Good to see you, Anthony.
So, hey, he did make it again.
But I sent him a message this time.
Do you have?
Oh man.
Do I have herb?
We'll talk about that a little bit for real quick.
What herb is he talking about?
Well, I don't know. He may
That's
be
what
just
I'm
talking about herbs.
because he capitalized that one.
Well, he may be talking about regular herbs.
He may not be, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm talking about goldenrod.
Okay.
So goldenrod is the yellow blooms that we actually had some blooming outside last month at the back of the woods. So some people have goldenrod already being made. So if you're one of the people with the seasonal allergies this time of year, like hay fever, and you are not severely allergic to daisies, then you can also make goldenrod tea. Go out there, gather up the blooms, put a few leaves in there, dry it, and then pour hot water over it. Add some honey and you're good. You can add whatever you want to make it taste better. It does taste green, but it dries up all that sinus drainage that most people get this time of year. Let's see. You can also add mint to it if you've got mint plants growing. Y'all, mint is perfect in pots. Don't plant mint in the ground because it does have a tendency to become invasive. Because that stuff will root everywhere. Yeah, it is.
We might get a good soaker for it, so we need it.
So Misty's making a potion for that. What is that?
Probably what she was talking about, like probably the goldenrod tea. And
she's making a tincture of something. She didn't. Oh, she's making the elderberry stuff.
Well, yeah, because elderberries are ripe.
Elderberries are ripe right now. She showed on Facebook the other day that she had went out and foraged a bunch of elderberries.
Yeah, I've seen some of they ripe somewhere on the highway.
And yet we've got all those over there, and the birds have got them. Because I hate bird netting, but if I'm going to get any berries off of them, I'm probably going to have to get some. So.
Hey, Rex, good to see you too, man. Good to see everybody tonight.
So I'm not sure what exactly Mr. Mosley was referring to there.
Well, talk about herbs a minute. We do have an herb garden that we've got to redo. So.
I was going to say if he wants to leave a new comment saying what type of herbs he's referring to.
Okay, excuse me. I got told off.
Let's talk about another herb, though. Garlic. Garlic is good to plant next month or so as well. So garlic and onions. And you didn't get told off.
Y'all don't pay me and her no attention. We have some sarcasm with each other
Yes.
sometimes, and so yeah, it ain't nothing really going on.
I don't know what you want me to
But
talk
you are
about
sometimes
herbs.
smart at it.
Well, yeah, back at you. I don't know exactly what you want me to talk about herbs.
No,
That's a big, huge
I was going to just get you to mention
category.
about having an herb garden.
We
We're
have
gonna
an herb garden.
Going to redo it this year.
Go ahead and tell about it.
Well, I mean, you know all your plants in there. I don't know everything you got sitting in there. Because I'm about to go in there and get all them weeds out that you let grow up in it. So
Excuse you didn't bring me no mulch.
you ain't going to have much. You can keep the weeds out.
Mm-hmm. Just like you
Got a
keep
whole
them out of
house.
that cornfield.
Hey,
Hey,
I plowed it till I couldn't plow it no more.
I dug it till I couldn't dig it no more. Okay. Anyhow, so we have rosemary growing.
Hey, Michael, hey, y'all don't pay us no attention. We just cutting up.
We have oregano growing out there. You about can't kill that stuff. The rosemaries, the two that I planted when we first moved here, they are mostly gone from that freeze that we got. But I pruned them up. There's a little bit left of them. So, yes, we have an herb garden. That's exactly what he was asking. So,
we're going to redo it, though, this fall.
It needs redoing
and,
big time.
I'll tell you something else we're talking about doing is actually planting some rosemary around the house, too.
We have.
And instead of using regular shrubs, like a lot of people do, we've been playing with the idea of planting herbs or food. What? Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Hey, Michael, how you doing? And I spoke. Wait a minute. I spoke. Yeah, I spoke to him. I'm sorry. I just sometimes I forget who often popped in.
Yeah. Yeah, I accidentally hit that one. That one wasn't supposed to be up there. Sorry. So we planted rosemary around the fire pit. Remember, there's 3 new plants there. Right. Or is it 4? I can't remember now.
Something like that, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you one reason we're doing a lot of rosemary.
Flat Rock's here.
Hey, Flat Rock, good to see you, brother.
Bobby Ounce is here.
Hey, Bobby, good to see you. Yeah, a lot of people's at work. Mm-hmm. I hate that. I'll tell you, they tried to get me coming tonight, and I just no.
Yeah.
I've already got to work tomorrow night, Sunday night for a holiday, which I don't mind. So
rosemary is a good bug deterrent.
Yes, and how
it smells awesome too.
And I didn't realize it till one day we went and met when my daughter was living in Birmingham. And you was with me, I think.
No, I wasn't that day, but you told me about it.
We parked on the side of one of the streets there in south side of Birmingham. We were going to eat at a little restaurant she wanted to go eat at. And so me and my daughter, and Jonathan may have been there. I can't remember.
He may have been.
But we walked up the street, and I said, man, I smell rosemary somewhere. And then my daughter said, well, Daddy, it's all planted everywhere around here. And I got to looking. Because I was paying more attention to the traffic, and too, I was paying attention to people. When you get in Birmingham, you got to watch what you're doing. It's like any other big city. You got to watch what's walking up towards you. But and I ain't trying to be ugly. It's just the way it is.
The way it is.
Anyway, I was kind of paying more attention to that than I was to plant life. But then I got to noticing everywhere. I mean, I'm talking about everywhere was rosemary, and that's one of the things they were using it. For bugs and for a smell. I mean, it was very good smelling, and they used it for a bug repellent.
Yep.
And so that is one reason we're putting a lot of it around.
Yep. And it smells good. It's evergreen.
Right. So.
And it doesn't like the humidity so much, but it is perfect for, I don't know if any of you have ever heard the term xeriscaping or not. So xeriscaping is basically planting a landscape for low water usage, for drier climates, sort of. And it does awesome without so much water because it's got the little fine needle-like leaves. And it handles the humidity mostly here.
So. Now, I will tell you, snakes don't mind it. So
no, they don't.
We had one that was living in it.
Yeah,
a little chicken
and
snake.
Sister was was having fun that day, and we had to get that fixed. So,
but it's a pretty plant too. Actually, when they bush out, that's another reason I thought about planting it around the house instead of planting stuff that's not edible.
We also have tarragon that comes back every year. Now, the one tarragon was more of an annual. The other one keeps coming back every year, and it smells more like licorice. But I can't remember which one is which. We also have, oh shoot, what's that one called? I forgot the name of it. I don't use it, but it's pretty, and it's supposed to be a good one to use. But I have some chamomile as well, and oh yes, rosemary and butter on a steak. Yes.
Oh yes, yeah,
yes. But we've got the start of some herbs. A lot of the herbs that we do are also foraged. Now I will collect my rose petals and I'll dry them. I'll collect whatever rose hips I can and I'll dry them. I've grown roselle in the past, which is a type of hibiscus, and made roselle tea. What did I miss?
Michael says I get funky when there ain't no rain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all of us do.
All of us do. But we also have lots of herbs that's just out in the grass and stuff. So our yard is not an immaculate, no dandelion, no clover type yard. Even our front yard is not that.
Well, we've turned our front yard kind of into an orchard.
Mm-hmm, yep. And we have lots of comfrey growing too.
One thing is because that gives us some
privacy
from the road. And also, I'm the type, and don't get me wrong, anybody can do what they want to in the yard. That's fine with me. Watch it, something's popping up down there.
I know.
But I'm kind of about putting food type stuff in my spaces. I know a lot of people have these big, beautiful yards, and that's fine. I mean, that's great. But if I got big open areas, I'm going to be probably having some kind of food in it. Yep. Either it's going to be an orchard, or it's going to be in corn or watermelons, or it's going to be pasture land or hay fields.
Yep.
Something that is producing some type of food, either for me or for the animals, because the animals produce food for me.
We don't have 20 acres for nothing. It's not just to look pretty.
Yeah, so
it's 20 acres.
And don't get me wrong, she's got some beautiful flower beds. Y'all have probably seen some of them.
But I have, in my flower beds, I have turmeric growing. Right. I have ginger growing. Like I said, we have the roses growing, and the roses make awesome herbal teas and stuff. It's flavoring. You can make rose petal jelly even. So there's a lot of things that are pretty that have purposes as well.
Yeah. That's good.
But our yard is not perfect green grass. So we have the dandelions that you can use in salads or tinctures or make tea. I've made dandelion jelly. Or I've heard of making dandelion jelly. I didn't make the dandelion yet. Which one did I make?
I remember, but I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Marigold. That's the one I made. Yeah. Marigold. And do not mix up marigold and calendula. By the way, I made marigold jelly, but when you are looking for herbs, you want calendula, not regular marigold. So calendula is known as a pot marigold.
He says, how do you make tea out of rose petals?
So the way you make tea out of rose petals is you dry those rose petals and then pour hot water over them.
Well, they do
Add
make
honey.
A lot of people. They got these little what do you call them?
That's the rose hip. Huh? The seed bud.
No, the little container that you can put it in.
Oh, like the tea bag and the tea.
Yeah, they're made out of metal. A lot of them.
Yeah, the container. I can't remember what it's
called. You can get a couple of those. That way you don't get all the trash into your.
But you can actually purchase tea bags now.
Oh, can you? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So.
Yep.
But
or the spoons.
That's kind of what you do with the goldenrod. You just let it dry,
mm-hmm.
and then you get you some hot water
and pour over it,
and just put it in that little container. That way you don't get all the trash in there.
You still get some trash.
Well, you can let it sit in there for a little while to get it stronger.
Yep.
Just like a tea bag.
Just like tea.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you just let it get. So it's easy to do. Very easy to do.
Dandelion wine. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And that's the thing. Anything that you could probably make a tea out of, you make a wine. Anything in a ferment.
Y'all, I actually have a book on how to make wine out of most anything out there. It was kind of surprising
Now,
to
how
me
some of them will
the
taste, I have no idea.
well, yeah, and I'm not a very big wine person to start
You know,
with.
some of them might be
Um,
on the rough side, but
Mark bought some wine from a local vineyard, and we opened it the other day, and I gave him a sip of it, and he liked it, and I took the rest of the glass and did not like it. So
it's real sweet. It's muscadine, so it's real sweet.
See, he says sweet, and I say bitter. I don't get it.
Well,
to me, it's just got that strong alcohol flavor that I don't like.
about that. Sorry
There we
about
go.
that. She fat fingered.
This mouse has buttons on the side of it, so
Man,
I need a different one.
Yeah, you do, because you hit it about every time.
Every time, yeah. Every time.
I'm glad you ain't over a nuclear site.
I know, right?
I'm
kidding, back, guys. We're back, guys.
Sorry about that. And that was another thing. I know. Yeah, that's true. A lot of people used to fool with a lot of sassafras.
So one of the funniest things that I have to say is we were on his hunting club, and we had sassafras up there, and I went gathering it all up. I was excited. I had found sassafras, and we brought it home, and I did some research on how to use it, and it was telling me all the stuff about it being cancerous. So I threw it in the fire pit, and then I did more research that said it's not that bad.
Yeah, I think
so.
There's
an agenda.
She just brought up a very good point.
Go ahead.
And that point is, you can go on the internet and you can find everything for and against.
Yep.
And some of it.
That's it. It's an infuser ball. Go ahead.
Yeah, infuser ball. That's right. So always remember, when you're doing your research, you're going to hear every side of every story. And whoever is pushing that agenda,
they're going to tell you their side.
So that's where you got to really get into some deep research.
Yep.
And then you need to talk to some herb people. A lot of these.
How many of you know poke salad?
Well, I imagine everybody does.
Well, not everybody does. But poke salad is supposed to be one of the most toxic plants out there.
But you got to get it in a certain state.
Certain states. Also, the blackberries. They say don't eat the blackberries because the blackberries will kill you. Well, the blackberries also are great for high blood pressure. You have to be careful with dosing on certain things. That's why they tell you be careful.
Yeah. That's the thing with herbs is it's hard to figure your dosages out.
Yes.
And that's where it becomes a problem. That's why.
Hey, Wanda.
Hey, Wanda. Good to see you. And that's why it's hard to. Let's see, what's Blue Eye talking about? Hard to find.
Sassafras.
Oh, yeah. Around here,
it's everywhere. It's a weed.
It comes up everywhere.
About like privet. Maybe
persimmons,
not that bad.
Well, they're not as prevalent as they used to be.
Right.
I tell you what I miss is the wild plums. I don't know what's happened to our wild plums around here. When I was growing up, everywhere was wild plums. Them old ones that get nice and yellow and orange looking.
I was like the purple plum off of the purple leafed plum tree.
I don't know what's happened to them. I don't know if some kind of disease got into them, or because a lot of them are on roadsides, and when they started using Roundup to clean the ditches up, I wonder if they killed them.
They probably did. They cut down, and then they sprayed the Roundup on the rest.
But
if anybody sees a purple leafed plum tree that actually produces edible purple plums, let me know. I bought one, and it's a flowering plum only.
And my aunt used to have some plum trees that put out they were that big around. And they were red leaf, and they got real tall. Them suckers are 20-foot tall. Yeah, you're right. Pine berries, the pine nuts.
Pine is good, too, for stuff.
Yeah.
She meant pokeberries.
Huh?
She was meaning pokeberries, not pine.
Well, the pine nuts is good for you, too. They got some stuff in them that's good for you.
Yeah, pine is good. You can make pine needle tea.
Yeah, that's true.
It's got a lot of vitamin C in it.
I don't know how it tastes, but it probably tastes like turpentine. But
about like goldenrod.
It's
about like goldenrod.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you make this stuff, you probably need to put some honey in it to get it down.
Yep. And mix it with some other things that make it taste a little better.
Right. So, but And you have to acquire a taste for stuff. You get used to it over time, you can get where you can drink about anything.
If you're
you
picky, you don't want to be an herbalist.
Right, because
if you won't try certain things because you don't know how it's going to taste, you don't want to be an herbalist. I mean, because most things aren't good.
So Spencer ain't in here tonight.
He's not.
I have to get on his tail. He's probably busy cooking.
He probably is. It's his cooking time. So we just went ahead and ate out while we were out. So back to the topic. Goldenrod is the yellow stuff. Ragweed's what's causing your allergies.
They usually grow together.
They do. They grow together. And what causes a problem, God usually provides a solution somewhere near.
That is
Poison
true.
ivy, jewelweed grows somewhere near. So just keep that in mind. A lot of times the actual problem isn't what you see, but you might be seeing the cure. So that's it for that topic, unless we hop back on it again later.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and start on topic number 3, I guess we're at.
Okay. Footwear. Don't put your ugly foot up there.
My foot ain't
People
ugly.
don't see your ugly foot.
My foot ain't ugly. Don't put yours up there.
Hey, I do have claws, don't I?
You got ugly feet.
I'm sorry.
It is what it is. I didn't marry you for your feet.
I hope not.
I did not.
You got a foot fetish?
No. I do not have a foot fetish.
I don't either. I'm
So
just messing with
anyway.
you. Hey, you got to have a little humor.
So let's talk about feet, because that is like the most important part of our body. Every one of us, just about, is on our feet.
All the time.
Or a lot of the time. Or part of the time. To get from point A to point B. You name it.
Well, there's
Now,
one reason we're going down this route, so
Yes,
bear with
there
us
is.
a minute.
So your feet are very important. Your feet hold all your weight on top of that. Whatever surface you walk on will affect your feet as well. And part of that surface you walk on is your shoes. So keep in mind, footwear is very important, whether it's on the homestead, whether it's out in the field, whether it is out looking for Bigfoot just on vacation or at work. Your footwear matters. Okay. So I was told with my first stress fracture that footwear was important. Of course, at this point, I was wearing probably Walmart shoes because it didn't matter to me. But he
wearing
told
cheap
me
shoes shows up.
it does. But he told me that, and he also told me this, because I always wore the same pair of shoes over and over and over and over and over. Don't wear the same pair of shoes every single day. They have insoles. They need the insoles to bounce back, basically. So you need to swap your footwear out. Give it a day break.
It's like me. For years, I worked in the marble quarries here at Chicago. Of course, dust was on the ground, sometimes 6-8 inches deep. Plus, we had gravel. And then when I was working up in the plant, we had a lot of steel that we stood on, steel floors and stuff. And even on the bottom floors, they'd be dust. So my feet never hurt. And I wore double H boots. I love double H boots, the lace up type. And I wore them for years. And then when I went to work in the automotive industry, where I was on concrete floors and being in maintenance, I didn't get the luxury of standing on mats like a lot of the workers do.
Because you're moving around.
Because I'm moving everywhere. And them double H's went to killing my feet on that concrete floor. And I went to a foot doctor.
Hey, PJ.
Because I started having hey, PJ, good to see you. I started having foot problems, and he told me, he said, you're going to have to get some better footwear for that concrete. He said, I can tell right now your feet's on concrete. And he said, you're going to have to find something that helps your feet. And he said, keep wearing your double H's around home or hunting, because I love double H boots. And that's all I wore for years, and I still got a couple pair. The ones I wear, I like. They quit making a few years ago. That ticked me off, but so the few I got to hang on to and take care of. But I tried several brands, and then I finally found Timberlands, a pair of Timberlands that really fit my foot. They had a lot of support in them, very cushioned. Um, and of course, where I work at, they pay for part of our boots,
Mhm.
you know. And I change out boots about every 6 months. I'll get a new pair and start weighing them. I
Yep.
start weighing them, wearing them.
Yeah, I was told
And
6 months is the longest you want to wear.
I noticed my feet really improved after that. Now, when I'm at home, I may put the double H's on, but I have some footwear that I use for around the farm. It's usually got some type of rubber in it because a lot of times
Hey, Chad.
you sometimes, yeah, they're very good, but I love double H's. I tried Wolverine, they hurt my feet. I tried Justin, they hurt my feet. I bought a pair of Georgia boots that was very good boots, but they were rubber soled and they were good for around the house here, you know, getting in mud and chicken pens. But the sole broke loose on them, so
Didn't really get to test them long.
so I didn't get to test them long. But remember, but one reason we're going on this too is if we got into a situation where, say, you know, we lost power, or you know, EMP happened, or anything, or get into a predicament where you cannot get to footwear, that's something to really think about. So I would always have an extra pair around somewhere put up if you can afford it. I'd have
Part of that prepping needs to include footwear.
Right. So, really think about that, because if we get in a situation where you're having to hunt more or be outside more, gardening and stuff, you're gonna need good footwear, and you're gonna wear them out quick. You know, way back on, they had shoe shops everywhere where you carry your shoes and repair them.
They don't do that no more.
There's still actually one in Silicaga.
Is there?
You can still ship them off now.
Oh yeah, that's right. They ship them off.
When I was growing up here in Silicaga, we had 2 shoe shops. Mr. Live Oak. My daddy knew him well, and in fact, when people's boots got kind of wore out, they carry them up there, and he put new soles on them, and you know, they'd be about like a brand new pair of boots. Yep. Which now the leather back then was better too.
Right.
A lot better leather.
And they stitched them. Yeah. Instead of just gluing it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I hate them days are gone. But that is something. I mean, a lot of people don't talk about this because, you know, who really wants to talk about footwear? I don't understand that, but that is something to really think about. Us that homestead or farm, that hunt or fish, and the ones of us that's going out in the woods looking for, looking for whatever type of cryptid or whatever we're doing, and because as you get older, it really starts showing up on your feet.
Yep.
My mother had a lot of feet trouble as she got older.
And leg problems.
And a lot of that was from
foot goes up. Keep that in mind. Foot problems travel up that leg.
Right. So, and one reason, because she bought cheap shoes for a lot of years, and it showed up. And her foot doctor told her the same thing, start buying quality shoes.
Yep.
And if anybody on here has been to a foot doctor, and they have recommended what type of shoes are better. I know Rebecca's doctor and my foot doctor recommended
New Balance and
Skechers
for me.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to put a brand in the comments, which is what we want you to do, we want you to put a brand that you were recommended in the comments, but you need to put the foot problem with it. Like if you have a high arch, that is not my problem. I have a different problem. So your shoe brand might not work for me. Same for a flat-footed person. That shoe brand might not work for them. Plantar fasciitis, or however you say that, that's a whole other ball game. So put what brand they recommend for what the shoe element is. But definitely give us some ideas in the comments of what a doctor may have told you to use. Yeah, I've seen the New Balance for flat feet, but you know what I've actually seen more for the flat feet is boots. everywhere I've looked for flat feet, because Ella has flat feet, they recommend boots. And also, like Mr. Goodrum said, insoles. If you have insoles in your shoes, you need to change them out every so often as well. Now, mine, I won't be changing out as often, because mine are going to be $360 insoles for mine, because apparently I walk incorrectly. So they're having custom made insoles to fix that. So
Sorry you had that happen, Mr. D. Mr. Mark D.
Yep.
Yes, Joe, I have to
Diabetes is awful.
wear steel toes, yes.
And steel toes are awful.
Or
too.
I can wear what they call the composite now too. But yes, I can wear a safety toe tennis shoe or something. A lot of people wear those up there. But me being in maintenance and still welding some and some using cutting torches and,
does a boot.
And being around heavy stuff. Sometimes I'd rather have a good leather type boot on to help protect from some of that. And there's been some times that I was glad I did. Now, some of the production people, they're never going inside the sales. They're just loading parts. So which they could drop it on their foot the right way and cut them. But
y'all, I'm going to throw this comment back up here again, because this is something people don't think about.
True.
Your feet don't heal like the rest of your body, especially if you're diabetic,
right,
pre-diabetic. Anything that you have that is not healing properly, you need to have it checked out.
Right.
This right here, I have heard way too many cases of that right there.
Right.
So especially if you have diabetes, you need to make sure you take care of your feet.
Right. Well, take care of your feet, because they got to get you around.
Exactly.
So if it's, I know my mother had a lot of problems, had to have a lot of toe, implant. I had to have one. So
you had to have one what?
A toe surgery. Remember?
Oh, I thought you said toe. I thought you were meaning amputated. I was like, you lost a toe?
No. Oh yeah.
Huh. I haven't. I apparently have bunions now so you're supposed to walk like this. Well, I walk like this. So I am wearing something out on the side of my feet to go with that stress fracture that I have in that same foot, that they haven't figured out what actually has caused it. But yeah, I'm going to have custom made orthotics, not the shoe, but the insole for mine.
I tell you, concrete is one of the worst things you can work on. Concrete doesn't give. Steel, wood, all that will give a little bit. But concrete is, and I didn't have problems until I started working on concrete.
That's me. I didn't have problems. I used to wear heels and everything. But I worked at jobs where I was either sitting down or standing up, sitting down, or not on concrete all the time. So I've always heard barefoot is best, but I don't do barefoot. It hurts. I can't do barefoot. I do go out in the yard and walk around in the grass occasionally, but I am not the barefoot person. I'm just not.
We have some programs up there at work. They don't really check our, what is that abbreviation?
Not sure what ECPL means.
They probably call it something different.
Probably.
Now, we do hearing tests regularly. Some of the production people, I think they check for some different things. But mostly hearing, every now and then they will come in with, since I work in a weld shop, they do come in and test the air, because as well as I do, where you have a lot of welding going on, there's a lot of smoke and metal from that welding. So they do test for that every so often. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Which now, when you go to work there, they go check you for everything under the earth.
Emergency control, power lockout.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Energy control. Sorry.
Yes. All energies. Anything that can cause movement or gas or anything, We have to lock out air, water, electrical, hydraulic, any of them we work on now. Some of our stuff is set up. You can hit an e-stop and it shuts it all off. Some of the areas. You just have to know your areas. And yes, we have to go what we call lockout, tag out program. We have to be refreshed every year. On our crane, we have to be refreshed. On our getting up in lifts, running forklifts, even our harness, our climbing harness. But we have to get up sometimes on top of the roofs and work on stuff. So yeah, we have to go through training, and they're very big on that. Boy, you get caught not doing it, woo! It's the third stage write-up, which is one more you're fired. So they don't play with that, so, which is good.
So resistant to antibiotics. I hate to hear that. I was not meaning you in particular, Mr. D, Mr. Mark. I was just saying that I had heard several people. I have a friend that's in a wheelchair and has no feeling, and she didn't even know she had a spot, and nobody was paying attention to it. Stress fracture. Long time for it to get better. Mine, the original, was
2015, 16?
16, yeah, because it wasn't the first year I was there. It was that next year. So 2016 was my original, and it was an MRI that showed it. The x-ray didn't show it, but it was the twist type fracture. They asked if I was a runner. I'm not a runner. I do run, but not for fun. I only run if I have to.
We used to try to do a lot of walking, but when she had that happen, we kind of had to slow that down. And y'all can tell I don't walk enough.
So we
I used to do a lot of walking, a lot of climbing, and kind of missed those days because then I kind of stayed in.
Same. I miss my rock climbing days.
And finally, sister's coming to make her appearance.
Yeah, So they put me in that concrete block, is what I call it, the gray plastic big boot thing. I was in that for 6 weeks. That didn't help it. In fact, I think it caused other problems that I didn't realize was caused by the boot at the time. So they put me in a cast for 6 more weeks and told me no weight bearing. I had to be on crutches for 6 weeks. And then 6 more weeks in the boot. My foot still hurt at the end of that period. So I told them, we're done. If y'all can't fix it, we're just going to live with it. They did an x-ray and confirmed that it wasn't broke, but they didn't do the MRI to confirm that it wasn't still broke. I went to the doctor I'm seeing now, and he said that I had was it called a neuroma or something that was causing pain? It was bad back then, guys. I would get in certain positions on my toes, and I would not be able to unbend my toes. It was like an inflamed nerve. So they had to go in there and put a shot in. But no x-ray showed a break at this period still, but the shot stopped the pain. So that was 16 and 17. And then here I am now in 23 with it actually showing broke on an x-ray now. Same spot. And again, we have a different treatment now, but I am noticing now that I have been off my foot that it actually hurts worse now than it did beforehand. Because I was actually walking around at work thinking, I just got sore feet, from walking, and it had an actual broke bone. Now it hurts worse than it did when I was on it all the time. So yeah, I hope it doesn't take forever to heal, but you're not the first one that has said that. Another person I talked to back when it first happened said that they had been pretty much dealing with theirs for like 10 years and was on disability now because of it. And I don't want to get to that point. So brunt work boot. I can't read. Going through reading up these comments now.
Yeah, them safety videos would get on my nerves. But it's a good thing, keeps you from hopefully getting killed.
Yes.
Yeah, being salary, they're a little tighter on y'all. They give us one chance, and you have to go back through training, and then that stays on your record the rest of the time you work there. And if you do something again, you're gone. So, yeah, on skilled labor, they kind of, you know, yeah, we got a problem right now. It popped up. So, anyway,
Oh yeah, y'all do. Y'all got that problem.
Yeah. So,
Ooh. Yeah,
yeah.
Ella's dad, his stepdad,
Yeah.
got electrocuted, lost his hand basically.
Yeah, anytime we flew with 480, we had to lock it out and put on gloves and the hood, all that good stuff. We had to work on it live. We had to have everything on. Very seldom we ever work on it live. Yeah, that's what I wear at work. Timberland Line Pro. They're very good boots. They keep my feet from hurting.
Yep.
So, hey, Crystal, how you doing? Good to see you. So, all right, so we've talked about herbs, footwear.
Point of our channel.
Yep. So,
what's for dinner, guys?
What's everybody eating tonight?
Y'all, since we're talking about eating, we ate at Chick-fil-A last night.
I don't want that.
I don't eat at Chick-fil-A a lot because I just can't, in my brain, I can't pay that price, right? They have a new sandwich out. It is the honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich. Y'all got to try that thing. It was delicious.
We don't really like eating out, but sometimes we don't have much choice.
We don't have choice a lot of times.
We do want to get away from processed food as much as possible. But sometimes you got to just do what you got to do.
Flat Rock, that sounds good, but you can keep that.
Yeah, it does sound good. That's good. Yep. Yeah, I like Burger King. That's one fast food restaurant I still like.
Burger King is good, and Arby's.
Beef fajitas and shrimp. Oh, that sounds good.
I want some shrimp.
Yep. Yuppie food.
Yeah, somebody said, Joe said yuppie food. I want some shrimp. Yeah. Can I have some shrimp?
Yeah. You can have it, but might as well go to the emergency room and sit there and eat it there with them.
It's not that bad. It's not that
just
bad.
Get over there. I don't
I just
know
need lots of lots
of
Pepto and all that to stop the being sick afterwards.
What are you worrying me for?
I want ice cream.
Yeah.
He wants cake. I want ice cream.
Good to see you, Greg. I understand. Sometimes you got to work and do stuff, brother. I know. I understand completely.
Yeah, please quit chatting while you're driving. Their Greek gyro is good.
Yeah.
I usually get their turkey bacon ranch.
One thing that helps me and Rebecca is once we get back in the winter, and it gets dark at 5 o'clock.
We won't be out as much.
We do more cooking. In the summer, it's just so hard to get. You go pick your crops, and then you got to try to get them clean. If I was here full time, it'd be a lot easier to do. We could do it a lot more. Plus,
well, I don't know if we would or not.
Once I get my outdoor kitchen fixed one day, that'll probably make life a lot easier too. Yeah. So, yeah, Wolverine makes some good. Hey Troy, how you doing? Makes some good boots. But I couldn't wear Wolverine. It just hurt my feet.
Isn't that the ones that I got when I was there? Yeah, I think they were Wolverines. I think they were.
Yeah. So, and I'll tell you another thing. I will say this, being a big footer, something you really need to think about is snake boots, especially here in Alabama. Greg and a few other people can tell you, and I know Joe Parker can tell you, and Flat Rock, because they in the areas too. Of course, here in Alabama, we have a lot of rattlesnakes, a lot of copperheads. There's been a lot of times snake boots saved my butt from getting, because I've had rattlesnakes pop me on the ankle, copperheads, because I'd feel them hit me, and then I'd look around, there'd be the snake. And of course, I wore a lot of them coon hunting. But in the summertime, fall, spring, I'd definitely have a pair on if I'm going to be in deep in the woods or from a place where you couldn't get to a hospital quick. I know a lot of people get bit in their yard, and I understand that, especially by copperheads, because people, get out working in their flower gardens and bushes, and that's where a lot of times copperheads like to get. And yeah, our setters is a very good set of boots too.
Mm-hmm. I've had Justin. I like Ariat better.
And what Wanda say? Oh no, Mr. Oh, he said, oh, Mr. Wendell.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought it was Wanda saying something. But, yeah, I mean, me and Rebecca do want to get to the point where we're eating more of our own food, and we were doing pretty good for a little while, and just life got hectic, and so, and you can tell I put weight on because I'm eating that mess. But we all know you got a coon hammock by now, I'm sure. I don't know who she's talking to, but anyway, something to really think about. Any brand, I like Rockies. They always wore good. They make different styles. They're not very, but I mean, you can get a good pair for $150. Now, there's some other companies out there making them. I mean, Academy has a brand I heard that's pretty good. That's a little more cheaper. I had a pair of them one time. They done pretty good. The only thing I noticed, they went to leaking a little quicker than I wanted to. Somebody got coonskin undies. Woo! Oh wow! So now we're talking about who was the song where he talked about his buffalo briefs?
Oh,
McGraw, Tim McGraw.
What are white shrimpers boots?
That is the white boots that you see a lot of people wear down in Louisiana doing the alligatoring and the.
I hadn't seen.
Yeah, if you watch some of those shows down there, and they wear them like South Alabama, down around Mobile and places. A lot of you deck hands on boats wear them. A lot of people at food with alligators and
my snake boots are chaps.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, if you don't like snake boots, get you a good pair of chaps. There's several companies that make some good ones. You even have some that just come up to your knees at like a garter. I guess you call it a garter.
Something like that, yeah.
And you just pull them up. I mean, that might save you some protection.
I think we got me chaps because we couldn't find boots.
Yeah. So
in my size.
Yeah, because that's the thing. They don't really make a lot of snake boots in women's sizes. But
you got to search for them.
Yeah. So,
and I don't have a wide foot, which was also the other problem for me. I have a little narrow foot. And for me, a pull-on won't work. I have to have a lace-up so I can tighten it up. Oh, Lord.
Is the Tim McGraw song we're going to come Greg's song?
Apparently.
Oh, man, I can't remember the name of that song, but it come out, what in the late 90s or whenever it was. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Sister, why are you doing what you're doing?
What is she doing?
She's wanting to lick right beside my head.
That's where the cat was earlier.
Lord have mercy.
Remember, she has to lick everywhere the cat's been.
Yeah. So, I don't know, you worse them tonight, dog. You worse them. But, let's see. Yeah, that might be Greg's new theme song.
Yep. Yeah.
If Misty's still listening, she probably can find it. She
Yep.
know that Tim McGraw song.
Yep.
She won't come see you now. So.
Yeah, she can stay right there.
Yeah. So we'll let her. If you'll stay right there, I'll let you stay. But you ain't gonna drive me
she
crazy.
She ain't gonna stay there.
You about to drive? Yeah, Indian Outlaw.
That's it.
Thank you,
I'm
Joe.
an Indian Outlaw.
Only Joe would know that.
Turkey and Choctaw.
Oh man. Oh.
Oh dear.
Yeah, a lot of people around here used to bird hunt when
oh dear.
I know. Be rough in them sawbars if it caught you on the backside.
Yeah, it would.
Be like a chainsaw getting a hold of you. Woo, Lord of mercy.
Yep.
They still come through some good hunting pants on sawbar with if you don't watch them. I used to wear when me and my dad bird hunted a lot. We kept the bird hunting breeches, you know, and I had snakes hit them before and wasn't able to penetrate. I had a little rattlesnake one time hung in the cuff of one.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, this was in February, and I walked through a briar patch, and I thought a briar was on the end of my boot, and I kept taking my other boot trying to knock it off, and I finally got out of the briar patch, and I seen it was a little about a 2-foot rattlesnake, and when he bit, his 2 teeth went into the cuff of the pants, and he couldn't get them out. So I got my dad over there, and of course he put his foot on his head. No, Joe, it wasn't plantation quail. We used to hunt the wild quail here. We had good population.
Did have.
And I'm gonna say mid-90s when they really started disappearing.
I don't know what they're made out of. They're hard though.
What's that?
The chaps.
Yeah, they're supposed to be tested. There's supposed to be some kind of
synthetic something or another.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be some kind of tag that tells you.
I know they don't fall. I know they don't fold over or nothing. They're hard. They're stiff.
Oh yeah, David, we're about having some humor, brother. Don't worry about it. We're gonna have some humor. We can't go through life being sour, all the time. We got to have some humor cut up.
Was that my phone?
I think it's that other phone.
Okay.
Well, it may have been.
No, I was gonna say I bet it's mine.
But most nowadays people have to hunt. Lord have mercy. Here we go. We're getting it started now.
All right, so we have touched on a couple of topics that I feel a need to go back on. So we have touched on prepping a little bit because we touched on making sure you put boots back.
Or some type of footwear, yes. Yeah.
My brain, y'all, it works like that bouncing around thing,
That's why you're a squirrel.
It's why my name's Sister Squirrel. It's actually Garden Queen. Don't start. I'm Garden Queen, not Sister Squirrel.
I've got 6 nicknames. Why can't you have a couple?
Shh.
I'm Pinky, Bull of the Woods, Plowboy, Councilman,
Lace-up hip boots. What are lace-up hip boots?
I think he's talking about like stripper boots.
Oh, hell.
Because that's about the only people I know that wear those type of boots would probably be a stripper or something. Oh, me. Oh, Lord have mercy. How we can take a pair of snake chaps and turn it into all kind of stuff. Only these people can come up with this stuff.
Actually like Fredericks. Anyway, so back to prepping and things you need to think about when you prep.
Me.
So, like I said, before he went off, my brain goes like this. So when we were talking about shrimp, my brain went to Benadryl. So something you need to make sure people know about is what you're severely allergic to. And if you are allergic to something common, people need to know it. I'm allergic to Benadryl.
That's another good thing.
So there needs to be something on your person, especially when the crap hits the fan, that says you're allergic to something common, okay?
Sister.
I'm allergic to Benadryl. You want to kill me? Give me some Benadryl. It may not kill me, but I feel like I was dying. Can't breathe, my heart rate. I mean, it is awful. The Benadryl cream actually breaks me out in a rash. So make sure when the crap hits the fan that people know what you're allergic to, especially if it's something that is common, like Benadryl. So that is a prepping 101 thing, but it's not really prepping 101. And that reminded me also on the prepping topic, medicines. When you are prepping, you need to prep medicine. Make sure you have extra medicine tucked away somehow for if there's a shortage or anything like that you can't get to medicine.
And learn what things in nature that can be antibiotics and stuff. There is stuff out there.
So,
and Mr. D, Mark D, brought up a good thing about ammo right now. Yeah, because getting closer to hunting season, it'll start moving. So I agree.
It's going to go back up at hunting season. It is. So,
in fact, since I bought you
purchase it for hunting.
243, I need to.
Oh, cool! We already had this.
Yeah.
Our tax-free weekend was back at the beginning of August.
All right, so it's 8 o'clock. I know last week we were on over 2 hours, so I guess we need to hit a couple more topics and then probably get ready, because I know Squatch and Holler's having a show tonight, and I thought about going over and visiting with him. And everybody
I know a lot of people had other plans too. So
so everybody, when you get through here, Squatch and Holler is got a a live going on tonight, and you can go over and join him. He's up there in Tennessee, right above us. And I know y'all have seen him on Spencer and Misty's show, and I think on Beast TV. And what was said there a minute? Do you hunt in chaps, build fires? What do you wear them for? Oh man!
I just say you might want to stay out of that
Or
topic.
just houseware. Hey, look who done showed up in here. There is.
There he
There's
is.
old skunk ape.
They let anyone in here. I mean, what can I say? So, yeah.
Good to see you, bro.
And yes, I bought snake chaps. And what do I wear them for? Well, they are very nice to just keep in the back seat of the truck.
Just in case we do go in the woods pretty deep.
Because I usually forget to wear them.
Sister, all right, let's get back over
So,
there a while. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Go over there.
They collect
Go over
dust very nicely in the back of the truck.
Good girl.
They
There
do.
we
They do. That's probably not the best solution or point of. And yes, I and there's not a natural replacement. I
Oh,
don't
man.
have an answer to that one, especially for the people that are insulin dependent. A lot of people say, "Oh, they're diabetic; they need to fix their diet." Not everybody can fix the diet to solve that problem.
Good for weed eating and shorts. Lord have mercy.
Oh gosh.
Oh me. Ooh me. Okay. I agree. There's a lot of uses for them. Just 'cause I
Yeah.
guess is what we're which way.
We done went there.
I don't think
Yeah.
Misty's kidding. She probably does use
She
it.
probably does. I just get out there and chop in shorts and cut the grass. I've never worn my chaps to cut the grass, but I can see why you would.
Oh me. Lord have
Yeah.
mercy. Hey, you gotta have some humor.
Got
gotta
to,
have
got
some
to.
humor. Especially in the world we live in now. Ooh. Especially with all the mess
Mhm.
that's going on. But we won't get in the middle of that.
Yep. So if anybody feeds me shrimp or any sort of
Be
shellfish,
ready to get an air hose and help her out. So
don't give me Benadryl. Main case in point there. And
Yeah.
if you have a medicine that you can stock up on, make sure you've got it stocked up. Simple things like Tylenol, ibuprofen, and things like that need to really be considered to be
Yeah.
stocked up on. So,
yeah, be careful around creeks, Misty, because you never know when a little old water moccasin be laying there, and so you never know. Pat, find Mark a new model in this broken down, huh? Oh, Joe, you better be careful, brother. She'll wait for you when you come up. Oh man.
yep,
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
Misty. That is a good idea to wear
it
some
really
chaps.
is. It really
Yeah,
is.
I agree 100%.
I've had
Now-
stuff I had to get pulled out of my leg one
Now, I'll
time.
tell you the weed eater I like. It's kind of aggravating at times, but
I've been told that, and I keep forgetting it.
Yeah. that's true, PJ. I've heard that myself.
So there's my Benadryl.
There's a good tip
alternative.
for everybody. And that's what I like is everybody in the chat. Lord have mercy. In the chat. See, y'all done got me thinking bad here. Anyway, I'll be
Don't take
chasing
much.
Rebecca around the house all night. Just got up, man. Oh man.
I'm gonna have
Hey,
the
I might be
chainsaw.
in my 50s, but I'm still a man.
I'm gonna have the chainsaw.
Chainsaw.
Look. See? Now that's the type of comments we need right there.
Now, Pat. Now she is.
And look,
Most
that's where
times,
the
I
chainsaw
want. Most
came
times,
from.
I want to keep her around. I do agree.
most times.
Most times, there's sometimes I thought about shipping her off.
There's sometimes, yep.
Oh man, she probably thought about shipping me off too at times too.
Let's see.
Oh man. All right. Yeah, I agree.
Oh Lord.
Be careful when you're in the woods, around branches.
And
I mean,
neighbors,
there was one time Rebecca almost stepped on a little cottonmouth, and
especially with
she thought I was being ugly because I pushed her. You know, she thought I was being ugly, and I said, "No, I'm trying to keep you from getting bit by that little cottonmouth curled up there with his mouth wide open, fixing to pop you." If she'd walked 2 more foot, he'd have hit her on the leg, and she thought I was being mean because I
I
shoved
never
her
saw
out.
it.
I shoved her out of the way quick because I knew he was fixing to strike. And so then she realized what was happening, and her composure
Changed.
after she chewed me out for a minute, and then she realized,
Could have been ugly.
what was happening. So,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that me and Jonathan was with Greg, and when Jonathan, I don't know how he did not get hit.
I don't know either.
Good Lord was with him.
Yeah.
The Lord protected that boy
Yep.
that day from that, and I appreciate the Lord doing that, because that would have been ugly. I mean, he was
y'all were a long way away from everybody.
He was 1 foot from a rattlesnake that was a big one, and it would probably got him good. So, but anyway. Well, let's talk about the boogers and the other things real quick before we get off here in a few minutes.
So we're going to the corn patch now?
No, I'm not getting into that yet, because
Okay.
I got some more debunking to do.
Okay.
And I'm not saying the pictures ain't real.
Oh,
I know they are, and they're going to get published
Well,
sooner
not
or
all
later.
of them.
Huh?
Not all of them.
What do you mean, not all of them?
Not all of them.
No, I'm not going to post all of them.
That's
no.
what I'm saying. Not all
No,
of them.
I'm gonna do a few, but that's gonna be a little ways down the road,
There's some.
because I want to do some more filming out there.
Mhm.
And what I've been doing is walking around right there close to dark. I done it one day this week. I'll probably do it a couple more times just to see what's going on. Not doubting anybody one bit. I'm not saying it, because I know something's there. I want to see if I can catch more. And see, and then later on, I will come out and probably publish. I know I'm going to get ripped. I always do. But I feel that some of y'all, I know most of y'all in here are not judgmental, and you look at the pictures and not be judgmental. Of course, I'll leave it up to you to be the judge of what you're looking at. That's all I can do, just like anybody else. But I do appreciate the people that have brought that to my attention. And I appreciated that. And I talked to both of them this week and let them know that I appreciated that. And we will discuss that in a future video. And I just want to do some more videoing, and also I want to talk to the neighbors that's had problems in the past and see if they got stuff going on. I mean, I already know they're here. Don't get me wrong. I know they're here. There's no doubt about it. And some of y'all have seen the pictures. I mean, yes, they're weird. They blew my mind because I didn't even feel it. But we'll get into that a little some more down the road. I hope y'all enjoyed Rusty's video that I had interview with him this week. Me and him went up on the mountain. We sat over kind of in the Blue Man area.
Hey, before you get started,
Okay.
point that out to everybody.
Cool. I'm glad you got that going. So everybody, if y'all see that, PJ has got her channel up and going. And
y'all go subscribe and
her
help her
channel
out.
is PJ Arkansas Sasquatch Giants of the Woods. So y'all remember that. Help me remember that.
Yep.
And we will. Y'all go check out PJ. I think y'all will enjoy her channel. I know she's a very good Christian lady, and she's had some experiences. One of them that was very.
Can you reach my phone?
Very intense, I guess you would say, but I'll let her tell that in her own.
You
In her own.
can throw that back over.
So y'all go check out
I'm gonna go
PJ's,
find her channel now.
And I know I think Mr. Barry Browning has got a channel now, but I don't know what it's called. So if any of y'all in here
No.
that know what Mr. Barry's channel is called, let us know and put that link up or something if you can. I know he is going to start talking, having some. I know him and Leanne. I haven't seen Leanne tonight. She must be working. Missing her and Spencer. And there's a few other people that's not been able to
There
come
she
in.
is.
So, huh?
So there she is.
Okay, cool. So y'all go support PJ, and because that's what we're about. I don't really want to get in this topic, but I will talk about it for just a second. Try to word this right where I don't get hammered.
We're about supporting each other, not tearing each other down.
Well, that is true. I agree 100%. We're about supporting each other, especially. let me put it this way. I'm starting to notice a trend. Now, let me just shut up on that right now. We'll talk about that down the road. Y'all go support PJ and support a lot of these other people that I mentioned because they're good people. They have good content on, and so y'all go support her. There's Squatch and Holler that's having a live right now. As soon as we get off here, I'll probably go over and listen to him. I like what Rogers got to say about a lot of things.
Absolutely. Come do it.
Yep, you need to. Well, the corn may be gone before you get here because sooner or later I've got to harvest it.
Yep.
So I don't know how long that's going to go. But we'll get into that topic here in a few weeks because I do want to, I'm not saying debunk it because I know it's there. I want to get more film footage and then put it all together and then put it out. So y'all just bear with me. It will come. And I know some of y'all on here seen some of it. But anyway, going back to Rusty, had a good interview with Rusty. Been knowing him a long time. Very good guy. Been knowing his family a long time. And at first, when he was hearing me and Keith talk about the boogers, he kind of got snickering about it a little bit. Then he started noticing, though. And like he told you on the video, he's not saying he's seen one. He's just telling you some stuff that he experienced. And that's what I want to do is get the people who have experienced stuff and let them tell you in their own words what they experienced. That way you ain't hearing it from me.
Right.
Because I might goof up.
And tell it wrong.
And tell it wrong, add something that wasn't there or take away something that was there. Also, you're able to get their emotion from it. You be able to hear what they had happened. I wasn't there, so I can't come out and tell you every emotion they were feeling or what was going on. And I appreciate Rusty getting in very detail. He explained to people what he was doing, why he was doing it. And that's something sometimes we miss in a lot of sightings is people don't go into depth on everything. And because some of that stuff is relevant why something may have been going on or why it was going on. And I'm glad to hear those details. I know on some of my stuff, a lot of times when I'm on shows, I don't go into details real good because I know it's on a time frame. And that's what a lot of other people do. But I told him the other day, I said, you tell it in your own words and how you need to do it. And so sister, come on, get over here. Let's get over here. Come on. All right. There you go. Good girl. All right.
Big, huge couch. Big, huge couch.
Just
and she still wants to be right there.
Being a dog. So, but, just I did speak to another ex-hunting club member today. He said that he would think about being on and telling stuff that he had going on. You're touching something again, baby. Be careful.
No, I'm not. It's just where the pointer is.
Because you do fat finger.
Yeah, it's just where the pointer is. See,
like I do.
Look.
Yeah.
It's just where the pointer is.
Like one night at work, I fat fingered something. It got ugly at work for a few minutes. So we thought we was fixing to go. Uh-oh.
Well, thank y'all.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I hope that me and Rebecca, we're not experts in nothing. I'll tell you that right now. I'll never say I'm an expert in nothing.
Nope.
I'm a jack of all trades and master of none. But I will try to give you advice if I can, or give you a tip on something that I know about, or I'll tell you, or I'll find you the person that could tell you, or you know what I'm saying. So I don't know everything. And especially about Bigfoot. I mean, I ain't even scratched the surface on them things. Me and Keith and Adam and some of us others, Rusty, and a lot of other people on the club. Pat's in here. He can tell you. We ain't scratched the surface on these things. And a lot of the rest of you know that too. So by no means, Misty, behave, Misty. Don't make me have to banish you from here, Misty.
I won't let him, Misty. I won't let him.
Oh me, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Whew. Let me. All right.
She didn't say nothing.
Oh me. Whew. All right. Anyway, so I'm glad. I hope everybody enjoyed what he had to say. Like he said, he's not telling you he's seen a Bigfoot. He just told you that there was some strange things went on up on that club, and you heard some of the stuff that we talked about. And this next guy, if he does come on, if he's willing, you'll hear some more good stuff. And there's some other people that I'm going to try to contact. In fact, Pat, I need to call you later tonight, or I'll call you tomorrow because I know it's getting late. But plus, I got to do another something for Pat. I need to go check. But and I'm talking about Pat down in Florida, not Miss Pat, but Pat in Florida. But
no, Misty, you didn't start it by any means.
Oh, I know, Misty. I'm cutting up. I work in a plant. You know what I hear every day because I work with 20 and 30-year-old boys and a bunch of women. I hate to say it. They're just as bad as the boys. Some of them even worse. And you never know what you're going to hear when you walk up to a control panel or to a workstation, what you're going to hear. Mercy. It gets going sometimes. So, and you just have to laugh and go on. But anyway, but that's what I want from y'all to hear from Creepy Mountain is the people who have experienced stuff from there. Now, I don't want y'all to just hear from me all the time about it. I want you to hear from the people who haven't seen a Bigfoot but have had stuff happen. And like Rusty said, if you got an answer for him to what he was fooling with or seeing, let him know. He meant that. He meant that. So, just there's some things coming. And let's see. I don't know if anything else really. Oh yeah, Appalachian Bigfoot had a very good video, wasn't that? Misty was in there. That was very good. I've got to go back and comment on it. I just ain't had a chance. But I really enjoyed what Eric and Kane and Misty were talking about. Let's see. And Spencer and Misty had a very good guest on this past week. I look forward to meeting Miss Mary one of these days. I can tell she's a very good person, and she's very thorough what she's doing, and she's got a big following up there in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, of course, I'm interested in Pennsylvania because right next to Ohio, where my kids are, and sometimes my kids are going over into Pennsylvania and West Virginia, so I like to hear from those areas. But anyway, I don't know does anybody know of anything that's went on this week that I have missed in the Bigfoot world or UFO world or UFO world or I know Red Creek had a good guy on the other day, Mr. Don Odom. I listened to that interview. Of course, he got into some stuff that I'm interested in, more of the UFO genetics and stuff, and about some other things. Yes, ma'am. I think you probably can subscribe to her channel, and he's in there somewhere. Misty Flat Rock
He's
ain't
still here.
Yeah, he's still there.
Right there.
Anyway, let's see. And Flat Rock, I need to holler at you, and I need to holler at Misty one day, or her or Sherry. I need to call them and talk with them a minute when I get a chance.
Yeah. Because I never did text them. I forgot.
Yeah, I do need to get in touch with y'all and Flat Rock. I need to talk to Flat Rock. So, anyway, I guess we need to get about ready to get off here, don't we?
Probably.
Mr. Dale Boswell has got a meetup coming. I think it's October 15th, whatever that Saturday is, or
Something like
14th,
that, yeah.
down at Pine Mountain, Georgia, which is the Franklin Roosevelt State Park. That's about 2 hours from us here in Chicago.
South of Atlanta.
Yes, not far from LaGrange.
Mm-hmm.
So it's right across the Alabama line.
Rode my motorcycle through there one time. It's pretty over there.
Yeah. Well, Callaway Gardens is right there close by.
Oh, we need to go do that. I've never been.
Yeah. So now me and her is debating. That weekend is also the Tennessee Wildman Convention at Montgomery Bell State Park. Of course, the guy I was going to see, who I'd been talking to, was Scott Carpenter, and we know he passed away. So I hate that. Because me and him had talked back and forth a few times, and I told him I was wanting to meet him, which I told him I might be coming to East Tennessee later on up in the year, but I didn't know when exactly. And but he's actually the one that turned me on to that Wildman Convention and told me he was going to be there in October. And I told him, I said, well, I may do that, because me and him had talked back and forth a couple times by email, and because I think he ended up kind of knowing who I was, and after I kind of mentioned Creepy Mountain and finding Bigfoot in 2013, I think that started ringing bells. But anyway, even though I was not on the show, he knew kind of who I was. But I was looking very much, to speaking with him and talking with him. But there's going to be some other good people there that I know. Martin Nunley, I'd like to sit down and talk to him one day. And, of course, Mr. Martin Groves. And there's some other people I think there. That's I think Ron Moorhead, I think, is going to be there. I wouldn't mind talking to him a little bit. But some of them other people I don't think I know. So I may go to that. But right now I'm just kind of trying to figure out because that week, the Thursday night, me and you going to see Pam Tillis.
Mm-hmm.
And Pam Tillis is going to be close to us here in Oxford, Alabama. And I always loved Pam Tillis.
Spencer, hey, yeah.
Hey, Spencer, there you are. About the time we fixing to shut down, here you come slipping in, little possum. Try to get him stirred up before we get off here.
I'm behaving. It ain't me.
Nah, it's good to see you, brother. I'm glad you made it on here. So
Misty, that's little possum, not just possum.
So right now, I don't know which one I'd love to go see Mr. Dale stuff too. I don't know. I know he's going to have a ranger that used to work that park that actually spoke at Jonathan Odom's when we had was it the one in the fall when that guy came and spoke? He was a forest ranger the ranger from that state park. Was it in the fall? Flat Rock, do you remember?
That was in the spring.
Or Joe and Pat, y'all remember the ranger that?
That was the same one that Lori and them was at. So that was the spring.
Was that the spring? So that was year before last? Because this year they didn't.
Then it was fall, yes.
Well, there's one of the two. Joe
the spring
or Pat
was when Boswell came.
Or
spring was when Dale Boswell was there, right?
Yes.
So then it was the fall one.
Right, okay. So anyway, him and Dale are kind of putting this together.
Because the spring the previous year was here.
I'm not 100% sure about camping. I know you can there in the state park. I need to call Mr. Dale and talk to him about it and see really what he's planning, see if it's going to be an all weekend thing or if it's just a Saturday thing, which, I mean, you can still come and camp out, but I'm not sure how he's got that set up. I need to call and talk with him about it.
Same here. Same here, Pat.
What's that?
Job gets in the way.
Oh, I agree. When I get retired, and by then we probably won't be able to go nowhere. But anyway, that's about the way the ball bounces. But so right now I'm kind of teeter-tottering between them two, between going to Montgomery Bell or going to see that. And then November the 11th is when Jonathan Odom is planning on having his outing. Now, he's not said where.
We know nothing.
He has not said. I know one time he talked about doing it in a different spot this year, somewhere else in Talladega National Forest, but I don't know where
We'll
he's
know
having
when
it.
y'all do.
I don't. He said he was gonna put out some information later down the road, and I don't know anything else about it. So, just like Mr. Dale's, I know it's held on a Saturday, but I need to call and talk to him and find out what he's talking about. You know, how he's talking about doing it. And Blue Eyed said it was the fall.
Yeah.
Okay, so good. That's what I thought it was. But him and that Ranger are the two kind of putting that together. So, if y'all never been,
the Ranger in Georgia is the one doing it with Mr. Boswell.
yeah, that's the guy that spoke. That's the one I was talking.
Missed that.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I just put two and two together.
He's already probably knows everybody that runs that state park. So he was a ranger, and he had some encounters at that state park when he was a ranger there. So, so I look, and you know,
me, I'm good. I got it.
Huh?
I got it.
Fat fingering again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm about to cut that finger off.
Yeah, we're going to get another mouse. We're
Just
going to
playing.
get a simple mouse.
I'm just playing.
Simple mouse.
And I know Spencer is talking about doing one in the spring. So y'all keep, you know, when he gets him and Misty and them get that figured out, they'll let everybody know. So y'all keep that in pat. I mean, keep that in your brains. That's coming. But if any of y'all want to come to the Alabama or the Georgia, let me know. I will find out from Mr. Dale more about it for you. So, yeah, I agree. Michael, our primitive hunting season will be coming in, and our bow season will be in. Our gun season in Alabama does not start till the Saturday before Thanksgiving, which is this year like the 17th or 18th. So yeah, I got to talk with you about that too, Misty. I got to nail down a time on it somehow or another, where I can put some vacation time in, or where Rebecca can put some in or somewhere. I got to sit down and did Mark talk about pictures tonight? You spelled that wrong, Spencer.
Then he spelled it correctly.
I have mentioned it. I did mention it, but I'm going to do some more filming around my place and put it all together, and I'm going to show some pictures down the road. It'll probably be a few more weeks. I want to, and by the way, anybody that's came in, Miss PJ has a YouTube channel of her own, so y'all go over and subscribe. PJ, if you still in there, put it up one more time and we'll throw it up there. I know Spencer just come in. He may not have seen that, and I don't know if Misty's seen it or not. And since Spencer came in late, he may not have seen it. Well, she may have left a while ago, but we'll try to help everybody, remind everybody. You can go back and chat later, and you'll find where she put it up. I just can't remember what she said. Well, it was PJ Arkansas, so you probably could just put that in, and they may pull it up. I don't know.
Bigfoot, Giants of the Woods.
Or was it
Sasquatch? Giant of the Woods. Yeah.
So.
But if you put in PJ Arkansas,
if anybody in here remembers what
that
she put a while ago, if you don't mind, throw it back up again. If one of you remember what was said, that's still in here. So, well, I think we're going to get ready to get off here, because I know Squatch and Holler's got something going on, and I told him when we got through, I'd come over and tune in, because I want to help.
Go feed, Misty.
Go take care of them critters. And and we want to support people like us. And I mean, that's why you always hear me speaking Spencer and Misty all the time. I know
good people.
I preach that a lot, but they got a good channel. They get good guests on, and they're not always about getting the big guests. They go after what I call the common people, the ones that don't get a lot of limelight, the ones that have the true encounters, the ones that are getting good stuff. Because I was going to touch on that while going. I'm trying to stay away from it. I'm trying to keep my mouth shut. But they always have a good show. Appalachian Bigfoot with Eric and Kane. I know they hadn't done a lot of videos, but they also have Facebook. Eric has the House of Enoch. Y'all go check them out. They got some good stuff. Red Creek's had some good people on here in the last few weeks. And of course, Chris is back from his trip on Discover Sasquatch. I imagine he's going to have some good stuff coming up pretty soon. So y'all remember Chris. And, they're at Discover Sasquatch. And Kyle has had some good stuff on here lately. I've been able to catch some of his lives. And so y'all, and Mr. Barton Nunley's put out a few good videos last couple of weeks. So on some sightings. And one of them was in Georgia. Remember I telling you about it? So right over from where you from. So, which it was a dog man sighting. But, so y'all go check him out. And of course, there's Flat Rock with his Facebook, Miss Bama BF. There's Misty and her family. And Misty, I know before I forget, Sherry mentioned something about y'all were fixing to get y'all's YouTube channel up. So you be sure to let us know when you do. And, everybody will know about it. So I know she's mentioned about it. I look forward to that. So, so
yeah, that's how I found it. I just
okay, good. So it comes
PJ up. Arkansas, not PL.
Okay, all right, that's cool. So
and it comes up. That's how I found it.
And I know also Mr. Barry Browning was supposed to start one, or so if any of y'all know about that, throw it up because I like to, I like to support. I'm gonna say the common people. That's the best way to say it. I don't know how else to say it. My type of people. There we go. And that might be a better word. So. And anyway, y'all remember also Deep South and Permanent Pastures on the homesteading side, and there's some others in there. So y'all remember all of them, and of course Beast TV. So, all right, babe, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I hope everybody has a good night. Love one another, get along, be kind, don't be judgmental. Help each other out. We'll support each other, and hope you have a good weekend, Labor Day weekend. Be safe if you're out on the river, or be safe, and don't get too hot. And next week I'll have a video, either the corn patch or somebody else on before I release all the pictures. But I am going to do that sooner or later. And so anyway.
All right.
Love y'all.
Bye,
y'all
guys.
have a good weekend. Bye-bye.